What's up, everyone? Izzy from Endless RVing. You guys may be a little surprised. Let me just move myself over here because we have MJ over here. Let me unmute her. Can you say hi to the crowd, MJ?
Hi, guys.
MJ right now is remote. She is, Jason actually is in a show this weekend. He's been at it for what, like 4 months now? 4 months?
Yeah, 3 months.
3 months, 2 to 3 days a week. Plus, this week it's been all week for Tech Week. He's gonna be in Band Geek, so she is out there picking him up. He's not getting out till like 8 o'clock, so she can't join me now. Hopefully she'll be here before the live stream ends. I'm not sure, but we gotta do what we gotta do what we gotta do. What's up, Second Win? Hi, everyone. Guys, please don't be too harsh on me today because I have a hard time following all these chats, and it's kind of a one-man show right now. I'm trying to host and do the chat. So MJ's gonna try to follow along on the chats, and I'll stop momentarily to read whatever I can. Actually, let me hit this light over here. I had a light set up. There we go. That's a little better. How's that look? A little better, hopefully?
Looks
all right.
Good.
So how's this sound, everyone? Is it sounding okay? Give me a thumbs up or a comment to let us know that everything is sounding good. What's up, NASCAR? Awesome. A little recap on what we released on Saturday. If you guys didn't check it out, go check it out. MJ, the top dog trainer in the tri-state area. There's MJ with her phone.
That's not my phone.
Oh, okay. That's me. Sorry. So MJ with her top dog trainer in the area, she actually released a video on recall. So in other words, get your dog back to you when dog gets out. Now, we had some comments on the videos, or actually not the videos, on Facebook she posted about, oh, you should use a leash, you should use a leash. Yeah, we know you should use a leash, guys. This is just in case the leash doesn't work, okay? So just in case the dog breaks loose from the leash, dogs get out, because we see it all the time at campgrounds, right? I'm sure anybody that's camping, they see that. So 5 steps, very easy, and it's broken down really well, and our dogs are well trained, so it makes us look good and MJ look good. So check that out. Also, while we were away in Cherry Hill, we shot the Internet Video 2.0, right? So if you go back, if you've been following us for a while, you would know that we shot a video back when we started, and I look at it now, and it's kind of like, wow, it was like pretty lame. I mean, the information was good, but I kind of looked like a zombie. So we shot 2.0. We did some upgrades, including the repeater and the actual the router. So we went from the Nighthawk to the Mophie 4500, and the results have been really good. And actually, we're going to have that video Saturday, but the live stream that we did on Thanksgiving was using that setup, right? So we went on for like an hour and a half and no problems remotely. So it's legit. Check it out. You guys are going to like it. It's a short one. It's like, how long is it, babe? Like 12 minutes? Something like that.
Yeah, I'm keeping up with chat.
Yeah, it's to the point and it works, all right? So check that out. You want to answer some chats there, MJ?
Yeah, I'm answering everything. Got it.
So a couple more reminders before we have a very special guest today, and I got a cool intro for them, but we got a couple of more housekeeping things before we get to them. We are going to be on the RV Show USA with Alan Warren, the wingman. I don't know if anybody follows them, but if you don't, there will be links below about with the RV wingman and the RV Show USA. We will be on there. The show is from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be on from 8:20 to 8:30, right? So don't go in like at 8:31 because you're going to miss us. You're going to have to see it on the replay. But we want to see the support from everybody in Endless RV and the crew. Go in there, give us shout-outs in there, watch it, and maybe they'll have us back again if they like us, all right? So we have, how many people do we have in here, babe? 14?
It's showing 14 right now.
14. Anybody new to the channel, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, all right? And there should be 14 thumbs up right now. Is Blake in here? Is our enforcer in here?
Blake is not here yet,
Oh my God, he's late again.
but Troy is here.
Did you make him the administrator
Troy
yet?
is the moderator, yes.
All right, Troy, get on these people. Start harassing for the thumbs up. I recognize a lot of the people in here, but for anybody that's new, thank you for joining us, and you'll enjoy it. We have fun here.
Look at my fingers as I'm typing.
Yeah, I can see that. So, Thanksgiving, we spent out in Cherry Hill Park, out in College Park, Maryland, just outside D.C. Beautiful park. We really want to go there again. Unfortunately, well, the time we had there was great. There was people there, but it wasn't sold out, and we kind of like it that way. We like it quiet. We like it a little more low-key. But we kind of got forced out on our own. Well, Mother Nature forced us out. We had to leave Saturday. We had to cut it early because there was a big storm headed our way, and it's actually good that we did. It only took us 7 hours to get back for like a 4-hour trip, but we got hit with snow Sunday and Monday, so it was actually good. You know, we probably got about 9 inches by May. There's still a lot of snow out there. Unfortunately, I didn't get to cover the RV, so I'm a little annoyed by that. But it's supposed to rain and warm up a little bit next week, so hopefully I can get out there, clean it, and get it under the cover. Thank you guys for joining us in the live stream out there. And if anybody hasn't gone to D.C., if you're going to go to D.C., stay at Cherry Hill. The place is awesome. Level sites.
Oh, it's so great.
It's not cheap. It's not as expensive as Disney, but it's right below it. But it's really nice. It's worth it. Hot tub and all that, sauna, all that stuff. So check it out. Now, as we told you guys, and for anybody that's new, we encourage everyone, please, we want to see what's going on in our RV crew or RV community, right? The ERV crew. Send us pictures. Our email address is endlessrving@gmail.com. Since we started doing this, people are sending us pictures every week, and it's awesome. So we want to share a couple of pictures from subscribers and people that have sent us stuff. First picture I'm going to share is, I think you guys will enjoy this. We just gave a little shout to Jason that he's going to be in Band Geeks, right? So check it out. This is him at his dress. If you could pick him out, he's the geek in the middle, right? That was yesterday, right? The full dress up.
Did you put it up?
Yeah, it's up. It's gonna take.
I don't see it.
Well, it's gonna take 20 seconds or so before you see it on your end. You're gonna see me on Skype quick, but it's gonna get delayed as far as
Okay.
being on your end there. So, yeah, so that's Jason as the band geek in the center there with the clarinet. So he makes a good geek. And we're going to try to get some video of him this weekend and share it with you guys next week. All right? Then we also have everybody who's been in here usually sees New Vision, a.k.a. Blake. He's the moderator. He's usually in here, but he tends to be tardy a lot. So anyway, he sent us a picture. Here's Blake on the drum set, looking very suave in the, I don't know what you call that. Is that like flamingo color? Flamingo color shirt. And I don't know if that's a younger Blake or if that's a current Blake, but there he is on his drum set. New Vision Security.
He's missing.
New Vision Security Services is his YouTube and also his business, retired military, and now he does security work as far as surveillance cameras and home alarms and all that stuff. If you have a need for that, reach out to Blake. He's down in Savannah, Georgia, and he's an all-around good dude, and I'm going to take him up on his promise that he's going to take us out on his boat when we ever head back down to Savannah, which we were in the summer, but we didn't know Blake at that point. But now we do,
yeah,
so.
And said coral. His shirt is coral.
I'm calling it mango.
Mango. Nah, it's not orangey.
What a flamingo. All right.
And you're right, coral.
Now let's get on to some other. We have 2 more pictures, and then we're going to bring in our guest of the evening, which I think you guys are going to enjoy. Richard Campbell. Check out this picture. This is from Quartzsite, Arizona. That's like, from I hear, like the Mecca of RVing. Like if you have an RV, you have to make the pilgrimage there sometime in your life. And there is a picture of their Canyon Star over with looking at the sunset there. So quite beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Richard. And then I think he wanted to show off a little bit here. That Canyon Star is the toy hauler version, 39 something. So I don't know, but it's a 39 footer. And look at what he did to his garage portion here. I mean, how awesome. He did that himself, or he had somebody do it. I'm not sure, but it was good enough to make it into the Newmar brochure. So he shared that with us and show you, you know, how elaborate you can get on some of these motorhomes and RVs, right? So thank you very much, Richard.
Beautiful.
You want to answer any chats?
I'm typing, instead of answering tonight verbally, I'm typing everything.
We'll touch on Izzy's flavor of the week. It really hasn't changed.
Well,
I've had a new obsession this week.
Yes.
My mind has been taken over something else.
Yeah, so Izzy's obsession now, he's still on the Prevost kick, but now it's cameras. So we want to get a new
Try to step up our game on the video.
Yeah. So it was Sony, and then it was Canon, and then it was back to Sony, and my head spins with this.
We're not going to tell
so
you what it is until we shoot our first video, and then all the camera experts can try to figure out what it was.
Oh my God.
But we have a couple more videos that we already shot that are going to be edited, and then probably within the next month or so, hopefully you'll see a step up in the video quality with some new camera work. So
Izzy's flavors, just so you know, Izzy's flavors it's not just with RVs. It's whatever Izzy's passionate about. I mean, luckily he doesn't transfer to women, but it's always, you know, so now it's cameras, but they're definitely, you know, we'll be back to the RVs, I'm sure, soon.
At some point. So let's see, you know, I'm going to take you out, MJ. I'm going to take you out of the picture,
Okay.
and then I'm going to bring this introduction. Guys, this is the first time I'm doing like this complicated thing, so if I screw up, I'm sorry. I'm only human, okay? So let me mute this out. All right, so our next guest, if you haven't heard of them, we got turned on by them, this channel, via Matt's RV Reviews. During one of actually a live stream with Matt, probably a month ago, he mentioned this channel, and he said, you need to check them out, right? So they have over 1,000 subscribers, and I truly feel, and MJ feel, that they're going to grow because their content's really good, but their video production is outstanding. And I'm just going to give you a little, before I bring them in, I'm going to give you a little taste of their intro, which, you know, kind of blows away a lot of of what's out there. So take it in, and then I'm going to bring in our special guest, all right? So hold on a sec. I hope this works, guys.
We are traveling around the east coast of the United States,
finding the best places to visit or vacation with your RV.
We are weekend warriors, and this is RV East Coast.
Holy crap, guys. Are you impressed with that? Because I am. Let's see if I can bring them all in here. I'm going to unmute everyone. All right. They should be appearing shortly on our screen. Can you see me, Eli and Fawn?
Yeah, we can see you guys.
All right,
Hello.
awesome. Did you get the feed of the intro yet? How'd that come out? Did it screw up or not?
It's coming through now.
All right. What you just let me know if that's screwed up or not. I don't know. I think I practiced this a lot today, like quite a few times.
Welcome, guys.
So we have Eli and Fawn from RV East Coast. Okay, guys?
Yes.
All right, we got some wows already on your intro. So, guys, first things first, everybody that's in here, we got 20 people. We only have 12 likes. So, Troy, get on that, please. Please. We should get 8 more likes. So, if anybody has not gone over to RV East Coast, guys, go over right now and hit the subscribe button, because I'm telling you, their video quality, it's like professional, right? So when me and MJ first saw this, we're like, wait a second, like there's something going on here. Like, this is really good. This is not amateur work. So We have Eli and
Thank you.
Fawn here, and why don't you introduce yourselves and just tell us a little bit about the channel, about yourself and your family, young family in the RV world. Take it.
Yeah. All right. So, well, thank you so much for having us.
You're very welcome.
Just to preface, Eliu is a professional video maker, so
Yeah, I figured
don't
that.
compare yourself to him. Because this is what he does for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in King of Prussia. We have 2 little kids, Afton and Arlo, and we're just having a great time.
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
I don't know what to say.
How old are the
They
kids?
both just had birthdays in November. So our daughter is 9, and our son just turned 4.
Yeah.
Nice. Are they sleeping through the night, the 4-year-old?
It's to bed pretty late.
Yeah.
We're terrible parents.
His average bedtime is like 11 p.m.
Oh my God. Does he at least sleep late?
No, he doesn't, but he still takes a nap every day. So
Awesome.
That's
Awesome.
good.
Good. Well, Jason is I mean, he's getting up a little later now, but babe, for how long was he up at like 5 a.m. every day?
From the day he was born till like a year ago, and he still wakes up. I mean, he'll wake up at 6:30, no problem.
Yeah, 6:30 is late.
You never see him sleep till 9
No.
on a weekend, or it's always at 7's late for him.
Yeah.
But we get up really early too. I think
Yeah.
he's just kind of used to it.
Our house
Yeah.
is not. We're early sleepers and early risers, very early risers. So yeah, cool. So thanks for joining us. How did you know Matt, or he just gave you a shout out because he likes your channel?
No, actually, we don't know him personally. I do follow his channel. We have been following each other for a while. His channel is, of course, much bigger
Yes.
than ours. But he's such a great guy. We never interacted before, and suddenly I see a picture in his community tab inviting everybody to check our channel. And that was a very gesture. Such a great guy. So Matt, if you're watching, thank you. We like you a lot. We love you. I hope you're doing great in Florida.
Matt does pop in here every once in a while. If he's
Yeah.
not busy, he'll pop in. I don't think he's in here today. MJ
He's
could tell.
yeah, not yet. He would have said hi. He's a funny guy, though.
You want to give some shout outs, MJ, to channels that are in here?
Yeah, there's a bunch of channels in here. We got Blue Wave Odyssey, if you don't know Blue Wave Odyssey, Bob, he's awesome. He does a lot of live chats where people
A lot of
get
giveaways.
to know each other. Yeah, tons of awesome giveaways. Nick's Picks is here. Check them out. New Horizons, Downsizing Makes Sense. These are all great channels. Good Time Camping. And I don't think really does content, but and some others. Shout out, guys. RV Butterfly. Yeah, just go through and see if you recognize any. If you don't recognize any of these channels, and just go check them out. And,
Yeah, check out
look at some of
all
their
the
stuff.
channels. Yeah, if there's anybody new in here and in the chats, support each other's channels. Again, go out to RV East Coast, give them the subscribe hit, help them grow because they're putting out good content. And
Oh, you said the S word. You should have
whatever.
said,
It's all right. Do this.
visit
Sorry,
their- yeah, make
we don't
them
follow the
some
rules
friends.
here. It might be a little bit easier for Eli to edit than it is for me, but it's still definitely a lot of time. So I got a couple questions for you, if you're cool with that, and we'll elaborate from
Sure.
there, whatever comes out. So how long have you guys been RVing for?
Go ahead.
We started just last year in the spring of 2018. We got our RV.
Oh, that's like when we got ours.
Relatively new to it.
Yeah.
This is our second summer.
So was that your first RV ever?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Eliu had done some tent camping with our oldest prior to that, a couple years prior to that, but I was not into tent camping, so I never went along.
So
I used to be like really obsessed with Long Honeymoon. It was the first channel I started following for years, many years. I really liked their channel. I would show it to Fawn every now and then. It was a dream for me to someday have a trailer. Then eventually, Afton, our daughter, was old enough to go camping. I actually started her very early camping at the zoo. There is a zoo
Oh.
near our home.
Okay.
And you know, it's like a really cute thing. You bring your little tent, and you can pitch your tent in the grass and sleep at the zoo, and you can go do a little nighttime tour with your flashlight.
Oh, that's
So that was her
cool.
first
That's very cool.
experience. Yeah. Then the year after, I took her to Chincoteague Island. And that's where Afton and I became with the little secret agenda of convincing Fawn.
That was my follow-up question, so thank you. How did you convince your
To
wife?
convince Fawn to
Well, we went to, well, first of all, he made a video about that Chincoteague Island camping trip with Afton, and I was pretty envious because it looked like a lot of fun.
It's the
Okay.
very first video in our channel. It was shot with my phone, so not greatest quality, but
So, and then we went to an RV show, and it was just a lot of fun, and then it started to become kind of exciting.
So
yeah,
was it Hershey?
was so strategic. I took her to the RV show, and when she saw, you know, the bed, the kitchen, the heater, air conditioner, that's when she said, "Oh, okay,
Now I can do it.
maybe."
The bathroom.
Yeah.
So the
Exactly.
glamping, not camping,
Yeah.
glamping, right?
Yes, exactly.
So we started in 2018 also, but for a little bit of a different reason, which we're not going to, our subscribers that have been with us long enough know, but we're going to actually discuss that next week on the RV show. So we're going to, you guys can, whoever doesn't know, tune in next week and you'll find out why we started. A little bit different from you, but it was probably the summer of 18, and we started with a travel trailer also. I actually have the very similar truck to yours. I have a 1500 Rebel. I think you have a 1500 also.
Yeah.
So we were kind of limited on what we could pull, and we had it was a 28, well 33 foot overall, but 28 foot, the BE Jayco, which we got it for whatever reason we got it, which we'll discuss next week. But we really fell in love with it once we went to our first campground, KOA if you want to call it that. It's not really a campground, but we found out like the whole other subculture, right? And like these people are out there, and it's like it's almost like a fashion show at some point, right? I think people try to outdo each other at some of these campgrounds with all the lights and all the kitchen gadgets and all the stuff they have. But
Hey, do you remember that first? Right? It was in
Yeah.
Elizabethtown, PA.
Mhm.
I will never forget that. And we were walking around. That was our first trip. I'm like, oh my God, this is like a different world,
yeah,
right? It's like this
Yeah.
cult, you know? And we loved it.
and they had like a pool and food. I'm like, all right, this is not bad. Like there's no bugs. Well, there was bugs, but you can get away from them. But I'm not a big fan myself of like sleeping outside with the bugs, but. To each his own. But the RV thing I like. So we kind of fell in love with it, and the rest is history, right? Like we picked up a motorhome earlier this year, and we'll probably have that one for a while. So cool. Thanks for sharing that. Follow-up question: does your daughter and your son like it?
They love camping. I mean, we do get to go a lot of places over the summer, and they really are into it. So even when we're away, we have a really nice house, and they still say, "Can we go to the camper?" And I'm like, "Do you want to live there?" And sometimes they do. I don't understand, but they love it.
Yeah, and they also enjoy the YouTube channel a lot. Like sometimes Arlo, who's 4, sometimes he's playing with his cars in his little car stable. Sometimes you hear him say, "Hi, my name is Arlo, and this is our East Coast. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye."
So I'm assuming at his age, it's not as big as a deal as your daughter's age, because I know for Jason. So Jason just turned 13. He's going to be almost 14 next year. In a couple of months, he'll be 14. But YouTube is a big deal for kids in early teens and teens. So how is it for your son? Like, is he like some kind of celebrity at school because of the channel?
Yeah. Well, our daughter, who's in school, because our son is not in school yet,
Okay.
But she is, and her teacher actually showed it to her classroom a couple weeks ago, and her friends were asking her to sign autographs for them. So she thinks she's a real big deal. So it's kind of cute for her.
So here's a chance to pimp some merch out, Eli. You could get some merchandise out there to sell to all the kids.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny because some of Jason's friends, when he first told them like about the channel, they're like, oh, what you got like 5 people, and back then we were like 600-700, and then they were like, oh wow, you got 600? Oh my God, you have almost 2,000. It's pretty funny. He tells us stories about it. So yeah, it's a big deal for the kids. All right, cool. So well, I guess you answered question number 2. Why'd you start RVing? Just because like you love being out there. So I think it's, and we're finding this, and I'm sure you're finding it, but when we bought our motorhome, there's several people I work with that they had motorhomes like growing up as kids. And when I had like floated this idea to different people, they said, that they remember distinctly, like things that they remember as the kids, they remember having a travel trailer, motorhome, and how much they loved it when they were younger. Like they really remember that. And that was like probably factor number 2 for us getting the travel trailer was, Jason at that point had just turned 12. He was old enough to be, I guess, how could I say this gently? For it to be nicer to travel with him rather than when they're super young and they're kind of, a lot of work.
Which they're going through right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're preaching to the choir here. But as they get older, they definitely appreciate it more, and they certainly can, then they become teens and they get an attitude. But they definitely, they'll remember that. Like, he loves going on the RV, and, he really remembers the trip. So that was one of the big reasons why, another reason why. Do you find that also, that, the kids just love it? I mean, you kind of touched on that.
Yeah, they do, because there's a lot of amenities at most of the campgrounds that we don't have at home. So, the pool is always really great, and then a lot of the campgrounds we've been to have had the bounce pillows, a nice playground. And we're just a lot more active. I mean, if we're home on the weekends because we both work full-time jobs, we're doing laundry, we're cleaning, and that's not a lot of fun for them. So when we're camping, they're having fun all weekend long.
Yeah. I think something I like a lot about just being at the campground is that we are so close, like the trailer is pretty small.
Yeah.
And although it has all the amenities you could think of, you are still in a very small space. So I think that I don't know, there is some sense of like intimacy and being really close together. Arlo only has to walk like 10 steps from his little bunk bed to come snuggle with us. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, you certainly have to, I guess, like each other to go out a lot in an RV, right? Because there's no escape, right? Like, where are you going to go? Like, if the family doesn't like each other, it could certainly spark up some problems. But we definitely find it's more intimate on the RV, and it's just, I can't even say technology's cut out because like it's everywhere now, but it's certainly less when we're out somewhere because we're always doing something, right? And I actually find that when we're out, I wind up eating less, right? You too, babe. Like, we're always doing something when we're out on
always
the RV.
On the move.
Yeah. Always on the move doing something, which is, I guess, is probably good for healthy living also.
At least you only have Jason, so he doesn't have anybody to fight.
But we got 2 dogs, too. He argues with the dogs. So I grew up, I have two siblings, a younger sister, who's 3 years younger than me, and an older brother who's 10 years. So I didn't really get the torture from my older brother, but my sister got the torture from me growing up. And I remember, the constant bickering and just like, messing with her head. And I'm sure we drove my mom insane, but which is probably what you guys are going through now, right?
Yeah. Sometimes. I mean, the fact that they're 5 years apart, Afton's older, she's definitely kind of nurturing to her brother.
Okay.
But yeah, now that he's kind of come into his own, they do fight on the regular.
He bullies everybody in the house.
Oh, yeah, but he's the bully. He's the
bully?
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Eli, you said, or one of you said that, he's got nobody to fight with. The problem is he also has nobody to play with. So if we go to a campground, it's like, all right, go meet some people, you know.
He fights with us.
Yeah, it's like, I'm bored, you know. Okay, so it's, you know, having a sibling can be good and I guess difficult.
But he'll go out. He'll go out
Yeah.
there and make friends for the most part. So it's all good. So why did you guys start your YouTube channel?
YouTube, this one.
Sure. So when we knew it was going to happen, and Fun gave me the yes to go get the RV, which, by the way, I rushed. I took it. I gave her no chance to change her mind. So when we knew it was going to happen, I started looking for places to camp, and I realized that almost every channel was just suggesting places in the West Coast. Oh, you have to go to the big national parks. You got to go to Zion,
Right.
Mount Rushmore. You have to go to Joshua Tree, Yellowstone. Okay, you get it. Yeah, so all places very, very far away. And that's when I told them, well, maybe we should start reviewing campgrounds in our area and places that we can visit, because we cannot travel too far away because we have small kids. So we decided to start doing the reviews. And the other reason is because I do video production for living. I'm a commercial documentary maker. And many of the campground reviews, the quality was just terrible. And we decided to make something that is useful for both parts. It's useful for the audience, so they can see it and get new ideas of where to camp. But we try to make it production quality just good enough that the owners of the campground also feel proud to put it out there and to see beautiful images of their campground. So we try to make the video keeping both the viewer and the owners of the places we visit in mind.
So when you make the videos of these campgrounds, I mean, are you approaching the campground owners and say, listen, you know, we have a channel and this is what I do, and can I get some access to this place so I can shoot? You know what I mean?
That would be.
Yeah, we have been because he was a professional and charges. You know, if he was filming a commercial, it would be a lot of money. A lot of people want us to come to their campgrounds to.
Yeah, but it wasn't like that from the beginning. We of course had to start building the credibility first.
Right.
Of course, yeah.
So we started doing it with the Thousand Trails campgrounds and you know, not the very expensive ones. And once we had something to show, then we started contacting the campgrounds. And yeah, it has worked out.
It has worked out really well for us this summer.
Nice. So yeah, get the camping a little paid for. It saves money. That's awesome. So
I just real quick.
We do not.
Oh,
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Jason's coming out of rehearsal, so I'm not going to be able to follow the chat anymore, everybody. So I'm so sorry if we're not getting to your chat, but I have to drive and not crash. I'll stay on here.
There's Jason.
Hi.
There's the band geek.
Hey, Jason.
All right, off we go. I'm not going to be looking at the phone now. Okay, continue.
All right.
This is real world right here, live.
Yes, it is. I'm going to leave the light on now. Okay.
So what is the furthest that you guys have traveled when you're out?
Yeah.
I think the furthest trip we've made was Ohio. We were in Virginia a couple times this past summer, but our longest trip was Ohio. And we have family out there, so it was a visit to go see them.
Okay. All right, and like
Ohio is nice. We actually stayed in a state park in Ohio when we went to the Hershey RV show.
Yeah, have you been to the state parks out there? They're pretty nice.
What was the name of that park, honey?
I don't remember, but it was nice.
Oh, it was really nice. Huge spots.
Yeah. We actually have Yeah, we have a viewer from Ohio, Cummins Camping.
Oh, they're here. I know
And
them.
I think he's around. So hey, and he always shares with us the photos of the state parks there, and yeah, they're really amazing. The trip to Ohio was actually a lot of fun because when we were thinking of buying the RV, we will see people like sleeping in Walmart, Cracker Barrel. So
We've done
it
that.
was such an adventure. And I don't know about fun, but I was like so excited.
Yeah, awesome.
Spent the night at Walmart.
Yeah, he was. I think the last day was less than thrilling for me because I had to take the kids into the Walmart bathroom to brush our teeth and stuff, and I didn't really care for that.
Well, and this is the thing. The reason for that, which probably you don't know, is back then we had no experience.
So you didn't fill up?
No, because I didn't know if the truck was gonna be able to handle
Gotcha.
such a long trip with a full tank of water.
Right.
So I we were newbies. We knew nothing about it.
Well, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, we did it with no water, but we have learned quite a bit since. One more thing I learned of Ohio is that some of the rest stops have water and electric.
Yeah, especially on Route 80. On Route 8, on the Route 80, because
amazing.
We went out to Indiana this summer to Newmar, and we took 80, which I took a mirror off in one of the toll booths. We have a video on that.
That's a video.
But we know on the stops that they have power, which is pretty freaking awesome. New Jersey doesn't. We don't have anything but high taxes and potholes. So you guys are fortunate in Pennsylvania. The state park system in Pennsylvania has a lot of camping stuff, pretty inexpensive too.
We stayed at a nice state park.
Yeah, that's something that we want to do in the future.
Yeah, I mean, if you are willing to go without, like, if you want to fill your tanks, and if you're going for a weekend, you should probably get enough water. It's like less than $30 a night, which is pretty good. You have full hookups, they're a little more, but it's pretty awesome. So cool. So let's see.
Talking about you coming to PA, the last state park, right? City that we checked. Just at the end of the season, we drove to Assateague, National Seashore.
Okay.
And yeah.
But in Virginia.
Oh, that wasn't. Oh, right. Virginia,
Pennsylvania.
Finally,
it all becomes a blend after a while.
That's one that we are planning to visit next year. Yeah.
Nice. So from all the campgrounds you've been in, what has been we'll start with your least favorite. Which is the one you've not liked the most, that you wouldn't go back to?
Just so we know and everybody else knows.
Yeah, so we don't go back.
To avoid.
Okay. There's one that it's not, the campground is nice enough and the area is wonderful. Like the little town that's nearby, Smithville, we loved. But the bugs were so bad.
Don't forget that.
At the, where was it called?
Chestnut Lake.
They were so bad there.
Port Republic, New Jersey.
The 2 times we were there.
Port Republic. Is that like South? Is that like in South Jersey?
We all went as family. I'm not exactly sure where it is.
It's about 20 minutes from Ocean City. No, from Ocean City, from Atlantic City.
Oh, so yeah, it's down by like the Pine Barrens where the Pineys are. Yeah. So
So, what kind of bug was it? Like mosquitoes or flies? What was really bad about it?
Mosquitoes were like it was like a cloud of mosquitoes outside the trailer. It doesn't matter how much bug spray you put on. It's just too many. They say it gets much better if you go early spring.
Oh yeah.
I would have had a tennis racket in each hand, like nunchucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other ones, they are really close to wildlife preserve, which is by the water, and they have those what do they call it?
They're the
green-headed
green-headed flies.
Oh, they bite. Those bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was least favorite for sure.
Probably.
We will definitely cross those over our list. We actually were down in a place.
We also.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Izzy.
Go ahead. Finish.
We also had a bad experience at Gettysburg Farm. Is it North Thousand Trails?
Okay.
Although we really like the campground. It's nice, and they have a farm with the little petting zoo for the kids, and we love it there. But we got a waterfront site, and we discovered the hard way what a flash flood warning
Oh my
means.
God.
Did you guys get out of there real quick?
Oh yeah, there is a video actually in our channel where when we got up in the morning, I saw the water was getting close to the trailer, and I immediately started getting ready. By the time that we were hitched, the water was already above my ankles.
Wow.
And, yeah.
And this was just heavy rain that you guys were having?
Yeah, it was just a Saturday that was nonstop rain, and it was already a very rainy season. It was last summer. So just the combination, it was just a miserable time. And, you have to pack up a trailer with a bunch of wet stuff.
It takes a long time.
It made for a very miserable rest of the day trying to clean and wash and launder everything.
Yeah, and it happened so fast. We thought maybe we should be ready to get out, and in less than an hour we're like, oh no, we need to get out. So yeah.
But you had enough time to shoot the video, which is great. You had enough time to document it.
But I want to show with a little GoPro. But yeah, drama as production.
We've had a couple of we haven't almost gotten flooded out, but we had a couple of not horrible experiences, but a couple of campgrounds we probably won't go to. One was down in South Jersey, and if anybody in the crowd here in our stream lives in a trailer park, this is not to be offensive, but essentially it was a trailer park that we went to, but we didn't know that, and we probably wouldn't go back again. It looked like a shanty town. And then there was another place up in, actually KOA in Newburgh, New York, which the KOA was nice, but it's like jailhouse rules when you go there. There's no quiet hour. There's dogs running everywhere. There's 20 people per site. It's like crazy. It was just crazy. We're like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore.
And it's a really nice place too. They have a lot of great amenities, but we went on. It was like a week before Halloween, I think. So it was like their big Halloween weekend. It was out of control. Everybody was hammered. It was just, there were like 80 people on each site.
It was crazy. We have a new guest. Say hi to the camera.
Oh, there's your daughter. Hi.
Say hi.
She can't hear. Let me unplug the headphones so she can hear for a while.
She's gonna have to sign a couple of autographs tomorrow. Welcome.
I wanted to ask you guys, do you have, what is the expression, pet, so you call it?
Pet peeves.
What is your biggest pet peeve at the campground? If there is something that really, really annoys you.
I'll answer
when
MJ has a bunch.
No, well, my biggest one is people, because I'm a dog trainer, people that let their dogs run wild. And that was the big problem in the last in New York. There were just dogs everywhere running, aimlessly all around the camp. That's my biggest thing, is when people don't have control. And to me, it's a courtesy thing. So when people do not have courtesy towards their fellow campers, that bothers me. That's my biggest one.
Yeah, I would kind of on the same page, and some people don't even realize it, and a lot of times there's guests at sites, but just be considerate. If it's 12 at night, you probably shouldn't be screaming drunk, next door, just stuff like that, clean up after yourself, basic human manners. But for the most part, we're pretty laid back, and we don't really bother anyone. But I just I don't want to have to hear people yelling at 12:30 at night, which doesn't happen most of the time. It only happened a couple of times, specifically in Newburgh. Well, just outside Newburgh, but most of the time people are pretty good. You meet pretty nice people when you're out there camping. How about you guys?
Right.
What are some things that you don't your pet peeves?
Yeah, I think common courtesy. I think the dogs, but also kids running around unsupervised really bothers me, because sometimes there's a lot of little kids, and that just concerns me. But also, I've had my fair share of having to talk to a few older kids who were being a little too aggressive, like at the playground or on the bounce pillow.
Right.
So I really hate to see kids just kind of running around the whole campground and being discourteous to everybody.
We actually had that happen in one campground in Jersey. There were some kids that they were trying to steal Jason's Nerf guns. They were trying to steal like the ammo and the guns, like running away with them. We're like, chill out, guys. They were like a couple doors over, but like parents just let their kids run wild, and not only from like a courtesy point, but listen, I'm a police officer. If you guys don't know, now you know. Statistically speaking, and I always talk about this to MJ, right? If you have like 500 people at a RV park, statistically speaking, there's probably several of them that have a criminal history in there. I'm just saying. And you have a bunch of apartments essentially that are there, and there's just kids running around unsupervised. It's really a recipe for disaster. But that's my 2 cents for the night.
Yeah.
Let me do a little bit of moderating.
Thank you.
For MJ. I see from Neo, I hope I'm not butchering your name really bad, says pet peeve, people walking through our site as a shortcut. Yeah. And New Horizon says yes on the dogs.
One dog owner let their dog run wild, and it attacked a campground owner's little dog.
Oh my God!
And the dog had to have emergency surgery. Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you wrote about that to us. It was a pit bull that attacked another dog. And we have 2 pit bulls, and we've gotten some crap in dog parks. Not because our pit bulls are super friendly, but they get a bad rap because of bad owners. And it's to a point that there's some campgrounds that they don't want pit bulls. We don't patron them, but it's because listen, if we had aggressive dogs, if your dog's aggressive, leave your dog at home. Like don't, or if the dog is has to come with you, don't let it run wild. Like that's bad news. And again, this comes back to inconsiderate campers.
Yeah.
So.
One that I had last year, we made it to the campground. I made it there the night before. Fun was coming the day after, and this guy pulled in next to us around 1 a.m. On a really big fifth wheel, and then he started putting on his jacks down. Opening his front deck. It was so incredibly loud. Wow.
Yeah, that's not cool. Like, just park it there for the night and do what you got to do. So
Richard Campbell says, I've seen several signs about no pitbulls. Let me ask you, MJ, if you're listening, because the common belief is that pitbulls are isn't their genetics? It's like their natural behavior is to be aggressive. Is that actually truth, or just is it a myth?
So right now MJ is probably very close to home because her feed is breaking up. I can't hear you, babe, so don't even bother answering because I can't hear you at this point.
She can answer that when she gets there.
I'll try to answer some of it. Actually, pit bulls are quite affectionate toward people. Genetically speaking, they're very listen. Like Petey from Little Rascals was a pit bull, right? That was like the nanny dog. They can, they're terriers. They can have a tendency to some of them to be aggressive toward other dogs, but there's a lot of them that are very good. Like our 2 dogs are. We had 2 dogs prior, right? We had a Doberman who didn't really like other dogs, and wasn't accepting of other people. Not that he would attack people, but he wouldn't come up to you and look you in the face. He would just kind of lay in the corner. These two dogs we have, two pit bulls, rescues, will come up to you, jump on you, and lick your face. Like they are the worst guard dogs in the world, because they just want to. They're happy with people. They're happy with dogs. We've had zero issues with them, but you know, the one, especially the female, looks like a pit bull. You know, she's 65 pounds with a big head, and you know they're intimidating looking. And the other one, he's with the patch on his eye. And people, you know, they do get scared. We actually went to one campground. It was a sunset resort. They didn't have any breed restrictions in the paperwork. We got there. We're walking them. The one of the workers there is like, "Oh, are those pit bulls?" And thinking that she was a pit bull fan, right? Because a lot of people, like, they love pit bulls. And the dogs are, you know, licking her. She's like, "Oh, we don't accept pit bulls here." We're like, "Well," and, you know, I don't know what to say because we're here. She's like, "Oh, well, you know, just don't worry about it." But so now we make sure we look, and if they don't accept them, we just don't go. Most parks, it's no aggressive breeds, and they want like shots and whatever. But yeah, whatever. We love them. Yeah. They're great. They're great with Jason. Like they literally, we have pictures of them where they're both sleeping with him in the bed, like on top of him, and just they sleep there. They'll actually, when we take them, they'll sleep with him. They don't even want to be with us. They want to be with him all the time. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I guess the flip side. Oh, MJ's here. She's here. I knew you because
I know I could hear you guys.
Here, I got your headphones ready for you.
Okay.
I knew she was close because when the signal starts breaking up, that means she's close by. So, as far as you had your least favorite, what is your most favorite campground? I'm actually going to step out. It's good time you got
probably
here.
have split opinions here.
We were trying to actually think about this earlier this month because we wanted to do a video with our 3 favorite campgrounds this year. And I know at the top, one that's very sentimental for us is Whippoorwill.
Jason.
Because it's
Whippoorwill, where's that?
Whippoorwill is right outside Ocean City, New Jersey. It's
okay.
On I think it's the south side, like you cross over the 42nd.
Yeah, we are kind of obsessed with Ocean City, New Jersey. We have been going at least once a year for the last, 8 years?
9 years.
You know, I've never been there,
when
and I live in Jersey.
There's a campground there.
Oh, really? Well, we love it for many reasons. I think our favorite is that it's very family-oriented because it's a dry town, so we really feel comfortable, like, going there when our kids get older and, you know, letting them kind of have some freedom when they're older.
Right.
Because it feels like a safe area. So Whippoorwill was very sentimental for us, but also we just loved the setting there. We loved the staff there. It's just a really nice place. We spent a whole week there this summer, and we really enjoyed it.
We'll have to check that out.
What's another favorite?
I thought your favorite was Massey's Landing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I have 3 favorites.
3 favorites? Then go ahead.
Massey's Landing is one of our favorites. It's in Delaware, and they have a heated pool, which I love.
Nice.
A little beach area right in the campground, which was also really, really nice.
What, Massey's?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they have a bar. They have a full bar.
They have a full bar at the pool.
Wait, this is in Delaware? Because we're looking for a place to go. We go away like almost every weekend in the summer. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Massey's Landing is one of our favorites because the company that owns it, which is Bluewater, they own a lot of resort and hotels. So they treat this place like a proper resort. Okay. And the amenities are incredible. The place is incredibly well kept. And yeah, we love it. The downside of the place is very expensive.
Yeah, that was going to be my follow-up question. Like, what is it going for a night for just like full hookups? Yeah,
during high season, a site right by the water.
No, just a regular full hookup. It doesn't have to be by the water.
Um,
One.
between 170 to 200, 250
Wow,
a
that's
night.
expensive.
Yeah.
That's
So-
more than Disney.
Wow.
Yeah, it is expensive.
That's very expensive.
They do have they have a restaurant inside the campground. Yeah, they provide everything,
Yeah.
so you don't have to leave.
Yeah, they had some other nice amenities too because it's really close to Rehoboth Beach. So
Okay.
they actually have a shuttle that will take you to Rehoboth, which was really cool. We took advantage of that the one day, so we didn't have to drive, pay for parking, worry about lugging a bunch of stuff. So that was kind of cool. And it was free. That was
Before
free
people kill us and say that how can we afford that? Let me clarify something. We believe that there are campgrounds to go for the weekend, and they are better campgrounds where you want to go and spend a few more days and actually enjoy the campground. And then there are a few campgrounds that are actual vacation destinations.
Right.
It's a place where you save money during the year so you can go and spend some time. That is one of those places.
Gotcha.
And my favorite campground, it's yeah. What is the name?
Buttonwood.
I have a hard time saying the name.
What is it? Buttonwood?
Buttonwood in yes.
Yeah, Buttonwood.
Buttonwood.
Eli says Bottomwood,
Mm-hmm.
but it's Button.
Yeah. By the name, she say Eliu, and then
I got something to show you guys.
okay, come here.
Here's Arlo.
Squishy cheeks.
Say hi.
Get the whole family in here.
Hey.
The whole RV East Coast game.
That's
They
what
just
it's
got
about,
back
guys.
from
It's
McDonald's with grandparents.
And Hobby Lobby.
Oh, and Hobby Lobby.
Yes, that's right.
Where-
I got this.
Okay.
where's
And
Buttonwood at?
here's where I got this squishy cheese.
Location.
So Buttonwood is in Juniata County, I think it is. Kind of like not too far from like Harrisburg. It's in
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
okay. It's in PA. Okay. Ooh, maybe it's somewhere we can
Yeah.
go before Hershey.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Who at Damien?
yeah, it's central Pennsylvania. Let me tell you, this place is gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I'm sorry, guys.
No worries.
You don't wanna take this? Oh. I can tell you about this campground by myself. The place is really, really beautiful. Beautiful. We actually have a review about this place. It's kind of like in a little canyon, so from your side you can see the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
It's really gorgeous. Then the river goes right next to your trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and you can go tubing down the river. They drive
Oh,
you
nice.
about a mile,
Oh, we got to
up
check
the
that
river,
place out.
and then you just hop in it. Oh yeah, it's a very lazy river. Like we let Arlo go away from the raft. That's how calm the water was.
Nice.
Of course, he was wearing his little vest, and it takes about an hour and a half to do the thing. Then you can do it unlimited the whole day if you want. They even give you an extra tube if you want to put your cooler full of beer and sodas, so you can drink and go down the river. They also have a winery on site, and they have this that slushy machine. They make wine slushies.
Okay.
And it's so amazing.
So how far is that place
so
from?
it's just a really beautiful, very well manicured campground.
How far is that from Hershey?
Probably about an hour.
Okay. Yeah, because we plan on going to Hershey. We almost have to do it like every year now. So we plan on going to Hershey in 20, but we might tack that on prior. It's definitely closer than coming from Indiana like we did this year.
That was a brutal ride.
That was horrible. We actually slept at a truck stop. We were good. We left Indiana like we're going to shoot right out to outside Hershey. Probably 7-8 hours into it, we're like, no, we're stopping. We slept at a truck stop and then picked it up in the morning.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think you have is it a wolf trail? Is that what kind of RV you have?
It's a gray wolf.
Gray wolf. Sorry, gray wolf.
Yeah.
And
It's made by Forest River.
what made you pick that that particular model or that particular trailer?
Well, I think price was probably the biggest factor. I mean, also like we went to an RV show and we just looked and looked and looked in every trailer, and we were also trying to find one that felt like the right fit for the family with the bunks and I don't really know what else we were looking for, but I mean, price was probably the biggest one.
Because originally we were thinking of a much smaller trailer, like pretty much a bed and a tiny kitchen. But then Fawn wanted to go big or go home. Our trailer is not that big. It's a 26 feet. But it's big enough for us. The main reason was the price. It was it was affordable. It had all the options, features we needed. Craftsmanship is not the best. However, we haven't had major problems with it.
No. Most of the little minor problems were fixed in the first year.
Okay.
So it's a good trailer. Of course, the more you do this, the more you think about like having a bigger one and what you want next.
It never stops.
Yeah. I know that. Oh yeah.
It just gets more expensive.
Right. Right. So we're trying to be humble and content, right, with what we have.
He has it. I see the look in his eye. He has a couple in his mind already. He's working on his plan.
She's the one that wants to get a big trailer.
At some point.
We actually know what we want next, but it's going to be probably
a couple years.
Yeah.
We do kind of we like the idea of a toy hauler, just in the event that someday we can get a toy.
Right.
Yeah.
And we really liked the Raptor, right?
Yeah.
When we
nice.
were at the Hershey RV show, and the Raptors were really appealing.
Now you're really going big.
I kind of fell in love with those. I know. So down the line.
You're going to have to get another truck, too. That 1500's not going to cut it.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the plan.
Yeah, so that's kind of the same boat where we're in. We had the trailer, and then, you start seeing things that you like and don't like, and we really like the motorhome. We really do.
But even then, when we got the motorhome, and then now we see things that we want differently.
Yeah, it never stops.
Everything you
At
get.
some point, you kind of have to we're kind of chilled out till I'm able to retire in a couple years, and we want to go bigger. Like, to us, bigger is better, right? It's like the American way. Bigger is better.
I can tell how much research you have been doing. Because
it's insane.
You seem to know more than an RV dealer salesman about motorhomes.
It's funny because and this is not to sound like arrogant or anything, but we've been to we've been to the RV show, and I don't know if you know this, right? Especially at Hershey, when we went, a lot of those people at Hershey, the salespeople, they're brought in like temporary, just to because they don't have, it's so crazy there. They have no idea, no clue. When we went in 2018, we had this kid. We were looking at a Berkshire, right? So we went to take it for a test drive, and literally, it looked like some stoner dude from California.
Oh my God!
It was a young kid. He's like, I'm like, oh, how long you been doing it? He's like, it's like my second day, right? So he's taking us out on the golf cart, right? And he's like, he had to get somebody with him. He had no clue, no idea. He didn't know how to turn it on. He didn't know anything. I'm like, this is the people, like, you're trying to sell a $220,000 used motorhome, and you have no clue. And a lot of those salespeople, they have no clue. So anybody who's listening out there, you guys probably know the same thing. Do your research and do it well, because they don't know.
When we bought our trailer, I knew so much about it because we did a couple of things. We went to the RV show. We narrowed down our selection, and we went home. I did a ton of research, and then we went back to the RV show before they ended to do a second visit, and then narrow down the list even more.
Yeah.
So research. Definitely.
I definitely think our next motorhome or whatever, it's highly likely it's going to be used. Just because
That's today.
Nah, I think it'll be used just because we want to go to like a diesel pusher, and a new one is just, they're really expensive. And used one we can get a couple years old for probably half the price of the couple years. But anyway, that's for the future. We can't even fit anything bigger in our way in. We're kind of limited. We live on a very narrow road, and the 37 feet is cutting it. I don't think we can fit more than 40 feet here. We might get stuck. So our house is limiting it, right?
Troy said he thinks he's going to call you before his next purchase.
Yeah, good. I do consulting, Troy.
Now, which one is the big Peeves fan out of the two of you? Seems like
both of us.
What?
Please. Don't let her fool you. She is, believe me.
They're nice, but he talks about
bigger is better. She wants double bathrooms. She wants heated floors, dishwasher,
I didn't even
fireplace.
know about heated
She wants it all.
until he told me about it.
She's like, she goes, next one, we have to have recliners. We have to have a fireplace. We got to have 2 bathrooms. I'm like, all right, so basically you want a 45-foot motorhome or like a 45-foot fifth wheel. Like, this is what you're telling me, right?
Well, you have big dogs and all this stuff,
Don't
Where
let
you
her
going to put
fool
it
you.
all?
So we went over to what kind of... So what are your future RV trips? Like, you have anything planned for next year?
We do. Well, not set in stone yet, but our 2 big trips that we're planning next year is to Niagara Falls and to Maine.
Nice. 2 long drives. Are you going to drive them straight?
I don't know. Probably not. We had the luxury last year of taking like 2 week-long vacations during the summer and then a bunch of weekends. So that's probably what we'll do again. So we'll probably break it up a little bit just because the kids don't do too well for long periods of time in the car.
And I personally enjoy taking 2 days to make it.
Yeah, totally.
Taking a couple days to the trip.
It's not stressful that way.
It definitely gets fatiguing. I know when we had the trailer, I couldn't drive more than 4 hours. Like, it was tiring compared to like the motorhome.
It's different.
It definitely is. It's definitely fatigue. I know the longest drive we had was back from Hershey, and we're like I was done after that drive.
This comment. So Alan, I'm assuming Alan is here from the RV
Alan
show.
from the
RV
RV show is here.
He's doing a bit of pre-interview stalking and looking forward to next Wednesday. Sounds like MJ needs a Prevost. Not necessarily.
Here comes the question.
Look, we love our new Mark.
Looks like the RV Show USA is wanting to give you a Prevost for free.
Yeah, I mean, only if you're going to give us a good deal, Alan. If you get us a good deal, you're down in Texas, right? They're all down there, so maybe get us a good deal on a Prevost.
Sounds good to me. I don't need a Prevost. Izzy,
I don't need a Prevost.
He's the one that needs.
I always finish it up. I always say, but what we have now, and we're happy with it.
Grateful,
right?
Extremely grateful. We just like to dream. We dream. That's what we do.
Fawn, do you drive the truck and the trailer?
That's a big no. Eliu has asked me to do it to learn because in his mind there could be an emergency. In my mind, if there's ever an emergency, we'll get somebody else to take care of it.
We'll call your dad.
We'll call my dad.
Do you guys have roadside assistance like Coach.net or any of those, like for if you have a breakdown or something?
Do we?
We have the AAA plus RV.
Okay.
We have never used it, but we do have it if we need it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Coach.net, but we haven't used it yet.
Now you blow it. There it is.
We haven't had problems. We once had a flat tire, but we have one of those tire repair kits, and we fixed it on the spot.
Yeah, the trailer's pretty easy.
The trailer was hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trailer's easy to fix.
The trailer and then
So Fawn, I wouldn't drive our trailer. Did you say that?
No, I was going to, but
I was typing. I never drove the trailer. Scared to death. We got the motorhome. no problem. There's such a huge difference. You know why? Because with the motorhome, my biggest fear was always turning down a corner and not being able to get out. With the motorhome, it's a car. It's just a big car. You know, the way you back up is the way it goes. You know, that always scared me about the trailer.
Did you guys hear the story of how she learned how to drive the motorhome?
Oh gosh,
we've shared that once before. So I drove the trailer. I mean, it's like our truck is like 19 feet, right? The Ram. I measured that, and then we had 33 feet on the trailer, so it was pretty big. So for me, when we picked up the motorhome, driving 37 feet was like whatever, you know what I mean? Plus you got the big windshield. So we drove back, and I was driving a little bit, and we had a big trip planned down to Disney, like a 2-week trip, Savannah, Disney, Virginia Beach. There's gonna be a lot of driving. I'm like, babe, you gotta help me out here. Like, there's no way I'm driving all this, right? So she was, in agreement. She's like, okay. So I found a place to. It was down in Toms River, right?
Southern Jersey, yeah.
It was like the only RV driving school like around. So called them up.
Driving school.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, what do you have, a motorhome? Yeah, okay, no problem. We drive down there.
It was a 4-hour class, right?
Yeah, 4-hour class. We drive down there. Now, this is probably an hour plus for us, hour and a half, because we're all the way up north, almost by the New York State border. Drive down, we pull in. It's like a trucking yard, like just semis. People driving semis, right? Pull in, go in, meet the guy. He's like in a trailer. He's like, oh, all right, yeah, cool, come in. So he comes in, and he's like...
well, there was a little classroom there.
There's a little classroom.
So I figured we would go in there,
Right.
he'd put a TV, okay,
Right.
this is the mirrors, and this is how you have to do it.
Because just think about it, like prior to me driving the motorhome, I drove the trailer, but I was still watching like a bunch of videos on how to set your mirrors, how you take the turn angle, what to do in a blowout, all this stuff, right? Yeah. So I'm ready for it mentally. I'm thinking, yeah, they're going to show her all this stuff, right? Because she's never driven anything bigger than like my pickup. Right? So we get in. She's like, "Oh, who's driving? Oh, all right. Yeah, just all right. Go in the driver's seat." Now I'm thinking like, okay, he's gonna, be by her. He's like, "Just go out, make a right, and we're gonna head out to the Parkway." I'm like, "Whoa!" I said, "Hold on." I said, she never drove one of these. Dad, don't worry. Just take everything wide. You're good,
Yeah.
right? Just
that was the class. Take everything.
But she learned really quick.
I did. I mean, I had no choice. He said
dying.
go, and we went, and we were in downtown Toms River, where the roads are like this. There's cars lining the street, and oh my God, my heart was pounding. But no better way to learn. I didn't crash.
Half hour, I was dying. I'm like, I said, we have this brand new motorhome. We're gonna die, and like this is gonna be wrecked.
Vote of confidence.
But
nice.
It was all good.
Is your motorhome gas?
It's gas.
And how much it takes to fill up the tank?
well, it gets about
your whole paycheck.
Yeah, something like that. So actually, I mean, this is a reality, right? So our cost to get from home to a campground and back. So if we're within like 2 hours, it's probably $60 in gas round trip, right? So that's like one night at a campground. So it's 80 gallons, and we get. It doesn't matter if we're towing or not. It really matters if we're stop and go. So when we went down to Florida, we were getting about 7.8 miles per gallon, which is actually pretty good. That's actually better than a lot of diesel pushers. Mm-hmm. Now that we've been a little shorter, we're getting about 7.3, and that doesn't matter if we're towing the 24-foot trailer or we're not. It's really the stop and go. If you're stop and go, it kills your gas mileage. Highway's way better. So that's pretty much across the board for the motorhomes. They're just big boxes, but they drive. So and I haven't driven a big diesel pusher, and I want to at Tampa just because I want to see. People say the difference between gas and something with a tag axle, it's just a whole nother world. And then they say between that a fiberglass and a Prevost, it's just a whole nother world then. So I can't speak to it, but the difference between the trail and the motorhome is significant. Like, you're not fatigued.
The thing is, though, Izzy's, we do this Izzy's Flavor of the Week because every week he would change his mind. He's actually been on a Prevost kick now for 2 weeks, but he goes back and forth to a fifth wheel, too. So when we eventually full-time in 5.5 years, he's saying, oh, fifth wheel, we have so much more space and all of that. But it'll change probably 50,000 times before then. So
there's definitely,
for now, all is good.
There's definitely less maintenance with the towables. 100% less maintenance. There's definitely more maintenance with a gas versus a trailer, and from my understanding, a diesel is even more maintenance. So with, at least with the gas, which is one of the reasons why we went with gas, is because a lot of the stuff you can kind of do yourself. It's just a Ford motor. It's nothing complicated. So for us at this point, that was, you know, why we chose gas. Any future plans for your channel?
We don't have a specific agenda. We'll continue to hopefully grow our database of campground reviews and continue to provide ideas for people from our area of places to go. That's our goal, to become a visual database of trips ideas. You know, that's why when we go to a campground, we do our best to also show what is around and take the time to go get pretty images of what's around. So yeah, that is the plan. Just document as we enjoy.
So basically, you guys want to be the authority of campground reviews. You want to be the go-to.
Yeah, we want to be the
Sure.
You guys watch
I'm just along for the ride. So,
do you guys watch RV Geeks at all? The RV Geeks, have you seen that channel?
Yeah, I do check the channel. Quite informational, and the guy has such an epic voice. I wish I had the voice and the accent too, but. Hey,
Well, your voice. Listen, I'm trying to guess where the accent is from, and I'm
He's
saying
usually pretty. He's usually pretty good
I'm
with
saying Venezuela.
no.
this. No.
Is it South America or Caribbean?
Caribbean.
Ah.
Dominican Republic?
Correct.
Hey!
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Once you said Caribbean, all right.
One of our
Yeah.
favorite places, by the
yes,
way.
yes. We've
Love
been there.
it there.
Yeah. I was born in Dominican Republic, and I came to the States when I was 30 years old, right? 29.
29.
I turned 30 the week after. Yeah, it was a learning curve.
I would
didn't
say.
speak English when I first came.
Wow.
I'm still learning, as you can tell. And here's the best part. I got to score this beautiful girl with a very little English.
I was going to say, how did you guys meet?
It was the accent that
met-
did it.
Yeah. We met when I was working. I work for the Salvation Army. I still do. And his sister is a Salvation Army officer. And I was working for her. And he moved to the States and was living with her for a time. So it's been, it's been 14 years ago.
Wow.
Nice.
She asked me out right away. I
Oh,
played
stop
hard
it.
for a while.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It must be the Latino thing.
Yeah. So I had myself a gringa here. I was born in the United States, but my parents were both born in Puerto Rico. So I don't have the accent, but I grew up in a very, in Jersey City, New Jersey, in a very multicultural community. Although I kind of live in the boonies now because I want to get away from the city because I hate the city. But yeah, so we're a little bit on the same boat there. It's the Latin love.
It was actually
Latin love.
for us. It was actually the opposite. I asked her out, and she said no.
Really?
But persistence is the key to success.
Never give up, right? That's just the theme
Well,
of life.
we were both previously married and didn't ever want to remarry. And Izzy he got a little scared. We went on a couple dates, and then all of a sudden I stopped hearing from him. And he got a little scared because he was falling for me. He gets so embarrassed when I tell this story.
On a live stream. Perfect.
I know. Hey, it's being real. So there we went, and we've been together now
Let's
for
see if the viewer
8
count
years?
starts going up.
Yeah, see? Reality.
So I want to open.
Well, you are a beautiful couple.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
And you guys
This is
are-
the lucky.
So happy.
Of course.
So
Listen,
happy.
behind every good man, there's a good woman, right? That's what they say,
Aw,
right?
that's sweet.
Um,
And you too as well.
So I want to open it up to the viewers if they have any questions. And while they're posting their questions, if you guys have any questions for us. I know you've asked a couple, but if you have any other ones, this is the time. Throw them out there.
Yeah, any questions for either of us. Let's see. Let me go back.
You want to know like shoe size, what's their favorite meal, stuff like that.
Anything about when Izzy and I started dating?
Yeah.
Let's embarrass him some more.
So I know you're a dog trainer, MJ.
Yeah.
And we have a little Boston Terrier. He's really sweet dog, but he is very territorial. So he's not, he wouldn't bite anybody, but he acts very unfriendly. Like if people come near him, he barks a lot. If dogs come near him, he freaks out. And we are trying to figure out how we can get him over that.
So how old is he?
Chill out.
How old is he?
He just turned 2.
Ah, was he like this as a puppy?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
You didn't get him from Pennsylvania, did he?
We did.
From the Amish?
We did. Yes, we did.
Oh, God, not another Amish story.
I knew it. I just knew
Listen,
it. Okay.
I just want to jump in here. So MJ's been doing this for a pretty long time, and her and her company have trained like thousands and thousands of dogs. And the Amish calls come in weekly, and actually she gets upset about it. And I tell her, babe, what you should do is you should send out Christmas and thank you cards to all these Amish farmers, because they have put so much money in your pocket for the trading.
So here's the problem with that area of breeding is that they're not breeding high quality dogs, okay? And one of the biggest problems is the dogs that are being bred there they're breeding them and they're living in a barn. I haven't heard anybody tell me differently so the dogs, right, they're in a barn. And so for that critical socialization part of their life, they are not being exposed to everything they should be, which is tons of different people and other dogs besides their litter mates and everything that then when a dog becomes an adult, they are used to. They don't get that. So you have bad genetics plus a lack of socialization. That's not a good equation for having a well-adjusted dog. So it's not probably anything you've done. It's where it came from. Can you work on it? Absolutely. It just takes some time. Is your dog ever going to be Lassie? Probably not. But what you need to show, what's your dog's name?
11.
11?
Like the number. 11.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to show 11 that every person that comes into your house is going to be a predictor of of his most favorite things. Toys, food, whatever. And so like when people come in, that's when he's going to get you're going to give him, this great food or, a lot. But what you need to do is listen to him. All right. If he's telling you I need to go, if I give him a safe place, if he needs to go into a crate with a bone or something, don't ever force a dog to interact with people if they don't want to. But I actually, on my website, my company's called The Canine Cure. So if you Google The Canine Cure, you'll find us. But I have some articles on there about these very types of things. And you could, take a look at those and get some more ideas. And we can talk more, another time. But yeah, I'm not surprised. And it's such a shame because there's just so many people, behavioral and medical issues we see a lot of. So luckily you don't have the medical side. So that's good.
So just to talk up MJ a little, and if you guys may or may not, whoever's in there. So she's had her company for a long time, and she's also published quite a few articles that have been in magazines, and she's published her own book also. So she's a wealth of knowledge. If you go on her website, you'll see, she's talking from both education and experience. So definitely, she doesn't give the easy way out, but she gives the way that works, and it usually involves work on the human's end.
Right. Unfortunately, you watch TV and you see like these reality shows. That's not reality. You know what I mean? You don't it's not a car that you just fix overnight.
Right.
We just got
thank
this is
you.
absolutely. Couple questions here. Will you guys be at the Tampa show? Downsizing makes sense. We will be at the Tampa show. Are you guys going to the Tampa show or no in January?
I think Eli is. Yes.
The reason why she keeps saying Eliu is because my actual name is Eliu. But to make it a little easier for the followers, and it's so hard for Americans to say Eliu, that we just decided to take that U out of it and go by Eli. And the channel. But that's the reason.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't forget my husband's name.
Yeah. Someone asked. Second Queen asked.
Yeah. Did it
easy
have hair?
When you met them?
Now, after the academy, went to the police.
So I'll tell you the story, right? So I graduated college like in May, and I was in the police academy like in August, right? So I didn't really have much time for fun. So I had hair, but you have to shave it bald, right? When you go to the academy. My dad's bald, and I knew it was coming, right? My brother was losing his hair. He's 10 years older than me, so I shaved it off. I'm like, whatever, it's screwing it. I'm not going to give it the chance to fall out. I just kept it shaved since like 22, and that's it. It's been that way ever since.
So yes, Troy, he didn't have hair when I met him.
Go ahead.
You mentioned it in another video that you used to do law enforcement, but now you do more of a detective work.
Yeah.
What do you like more?
Oh well, I mean, there's ups and downs, right? So I mean, I've been on the job almost 20 years. Well, actually 20 years now. So it's changed a lot. The community, the policing is a lot different than it was for me. I feel like an old timer now, and even for the people that were old when I got on. So I got to be honest. I don't know if I want to be out on patrol now, just because not so much of the people you deal with, but the police just don't get the support that they should. I find, especially in the tri-state area, there's just a lot of politics that are making the job of police not as easy as it should be. So I'm actually very grateful that I'm inside now, and I have a good schedule. I work Monday through Friday, weekends and holidays off, 9 to 5. Which when I first started, I was going around the clock for like the first 7 years. And even when I got to where I'm at now, I had worked nights, but for like the last, 5 years?
No, since we met.
I've been like
it's
9
been
to
over
5.
8-9
So
years you've been.
I can't complain. It's been really good. So I feel bad for the guys out there now that have to deal with what they have to deal with. So I hope that answers your question.
I'm just gonna. Somebody said downsizing said steer clear of pure breeds. Somebody said, how about an older dog, 9-year-old Shepherd Husky mix, a rescue. He's only been with us about 4 months. He's great with us, acts like a puppy. So a word about rescue. So both of our dogs are rescues. I think unless we get a puppy from day one, we'll always get rescues. And whenever I've rescued a dog, they have it to be at least 2 years old. Because the reason is most dogs reach maturity, year and a half to 2.5, depending on the dog. So by that time, you know what you're getting. If you rescue an 8-month-old dog, you really don't know what you're getting yet because they haven't reached maturity. They're still in adolescence. So we tend to go with the older dogs.
Yeah, we got Sierra, and she, I mean, the last 2 we got, they were screened. Like, she screened them out. So we got our red-nosed pit bull first. We had her for 2 years? 3 years?
Sierra, yeah.
We had her for 3 years, and she needed a playmate. So the second one, the white one, we went through a lot of dogs, testing them out to make sure that they got along and they were the right temperament. And they're like inseparable, the two of them.
Yeah, the first 3 weeks, Sierra, our red-nosed pit bull, she completely ignored him. She wouldn't even look at him. And then at that 3-week mark, it was like, hey, welcome. Now you're my boy. And now they're pretty much inseparable, the two of them. They sleep butt to butt. It's pretty cute.
What's the
so
Jason
it's worked out well. But that's because she picked out, good dogs.
And that's, I mean, the nurture part, nature versus nurture. Nature is a huge part of it, which is, what you guys, I think, that part was a little rough for you because the genetics and everything else. And nurture, can only do so much. You know what I mean? All right, let's continue on. So Troy said J-Man.
So Troy.
Hey. Frogmaster Amphibians, what's up?
Is that somebody
Thank you.
new?
I think so. Thank you so much for being here.
Guys, if you're just joining us, we have RV East Coast as a special guest today. If you haven't already, go over to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Are you guys checking your subscriber count right now? Have you gotten any? I hope you got at least 1 or 2.
I saw a couple people said they had.
Awesome. Also, if you're in here, subscribe to our channel if you're new, and give us a thumbs up, a like on the stream.
Yeah.
What's
Oh, we didn't
Jason
go-
JPG?
Jason what?
What is that?
Oh, that was a picture.
What is that? Is that my Bangies picture?
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, I'm gonna head up because my parents are watching the kids,
Okay.
so
That's
Yeah, no
fine,
worries.
yeah.
leave
Yeah.
them. But Eli's answer questions.
Afton and I are staying.
Awesome.
No, Afton's going to bed.
She-
Thank you, guys.
I'll take the
Good
Thank you,
night.
thank you.
Fawn.
Thank you.
We're going to be wrapping it up soon anyway. We usually do about an hour and a half or so, and I think, what are we at?
Yeah, we're at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we're about an
Exactly
hour and a
9.
half. So do you have any last questions or anything you want to pimp out your channel, Eli?
Well, I think that the next question is, when are we going to do a collaboration? I already have a couple topics, so.
Yeah, cool. So do you want to live stream them?
No, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a trip to New Jersey so we can make a killer video.
Oh,
Let's do it.
a live collab.
With MJ to start.
Well, listen, are you
I don't
gonna
know,
you're gonna
maybe-
be in Tampa?
maybe tips.
Are you gonna be in Tampa?
He's gonna.
I am going to the Tampa RV show. Yeah.
So we're gonna be there.
Let's meet up there.
We're not gonna have our motorhome because we're not driving down there when it's potential snow. But if you want to do something down there, unless you want to do something when we have the motorhome, we can certainly set that up too.
Yeah, either way.
We'll definitely talk about it. We have to get together down there. I am going to fly. I'm going to fly.
Yeah, we're
too.
flying too.
Absolutely.
Very cool. I got one more question for you.
Sure.
Well, it's kind of late already because we bought the camera, but what is your feedback on the Sony? I can still return it. The Sony A6400, the mirrorless camera. What's your feedback on that?
Oh, please say it's
I am a big fan of Sony cameras. I actually used to shoot Sony for a while ago. I like Sony overall. The picture quality is amazing. The dynamic range is incredible. And the low light performance on pretty much every camera, it is the best of the market.
Okay.
There are a couple things that I don't like as much about Sony. For instance, menus on Sony cameras can be a little bit more complicated. Canon is much more user intuitive. And the other thing with Sony is that you just want to do like regular videos where you have like the picture profile that the camera offers, and you're not going to color that video, then you're okay. But if you're like me that I shoot everything on a very flat picture profile, that way I can tweak the image in post-production push it much more with coloring and everything, then coloring Sony footage is quite difficult. So, yeah.
Okay.
Low light performance, dynamic range is much better in Sony. Canon is a little bit more user-friendly, so.
So should the quality of my images should go up from an iPhone to a Sony A6400?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Awesome.
A little.
Awesome. Anybody else have questions?
No, I think that's
I want to see
it.
that Jason JPG.
Cool. So you have any other questions for us, Eli? And then we're just going to wrap it up, and we'll talk a little bit off the stream once we cut out the stream here.
Yeah, the thing is that I have seen so many of the live streams before that I feel that I kind of know everything about you guys. So,
good. That's what we want. We want to connect with the audience.
Yeah, it's such a great community that you have here. What I like the most about your live streams is that it's like hanging out with friends, and the way you greet everybody, hey, good to see you, welcome back, so it's a really great thing you guys have going here.
Thank you.
We love it.
We've tried to keep our channel. When we launched this, it was we never thought we would have whatever. Not that we're like a big channel, because we're not. But we were talking about getting 1,000 subscribers. Like, yeah, maybe we'll get one in like 5 years. And I think we think part of it is because we just like, this is who we are, right? Like, we've met people at campgrounds that know us from the channel, and we actually had a couple that like, you guys look just like you do on the videos. I'm like, yeah, we don't like Photoshop them. Like, this is who we are. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We keep it real. This is not about drama. We want to give. We try to all our videos. We try to give information, and on the live streams, we've been alternating 1 week of giving information, and then we try to get 1 week of somebody coming in that's offering either another channel or they're offering information. So I think that it's resonated with the people out there on YouTube, and and people have told us that, like, we just like you guys are real. So
it's just fun. It should be
we
fun.
like it.
It
is a lot of work, but we like it.
It is, as you know. It's
getting a little bit more technical on the YouTube side. Something that I like about what you guys are doing is that you're doing a good job at balancing your produced videos, like, for instance, when you easy make your internet related videos, or MJ makes her dog training videos, but then you do these live streams, which are less produced but also increase the watch time a lot.
There's a little bit behind our madness. It takes a lot, as you know, it takes a lot of time to put videos out, and we were putting, and again, we're keeping it real. We're telling people out there, if you want to follow what we do, it's taking us between shooting and editing, and I don't go crazy editing, but it's taking 5 to 7 hours per video, and we're putting out 2 videos a week to try to get ourselves out there. We both work full time. Like, I get home, I'm doing this, and the weekends we're shooting. So we decided to try to increase the quality of the video a little bit, do 1 a week, but do the live stream. We're doing 1 a week. Maybe we'll start doing 2 a week. I don't know. The problem is our weekends are so crazy that we can't get on a schedule. Like, Thursday is a good time for us, Thursday nights. But like, if we would start saying Saturday or Sunday, it would be sporadic. But if we can start fitting that in, then maybe 2 a week, because yes, it's not a lot of work, and people watch it, and it racks up view time, which is what people do the live streams because of that. No matter what they say, they do it because of the view time.
But I love the live. I love connecting with people. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of these live streams. We have never gone camping together, but I feel like I know you as much as I know any of our camping friends, so it's I really enjoy the live stream, so
awesome.
Keep doing it.
Awesome. So we'll keep doing it, and hopefully we'll get on your live stream when you guys start live streaming.
But we'll definitely do something in Tampa for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll hook up in Tampa. I got your number. So yeah, if there's nothing else, nobody else has any questions.
Yeah, once again, I always like to thank those of you that have stayed with us for almost like an hour and 40 minutes. Thank you so much again. Wow. As always, we so enjoy your company. We really do.
Blake dissed us today.
Who?
Blake. I hope he watches
Blake's
this.
in trouble.
Blake dissed us. Our moderator didn't come in. I hope he's okay.
Blake on drums.
No, he may have a life outside of us.
There's no life but our live stream.
Well, Eli, thank you so much for joining us. This was great, and we got to know you better. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yes.
It's gonna be a blast.
So
thank you guys.
I don't think we have anything else. Where's my end button here? Okay, so guys, we will be releasing our internet video 2.0 on Saturday. Check that out, and then we'll be back next Thursday on another live stream. So from myself, MJ, and Jason, we thank you guys for watching RV East Coast. Thanks for coming in. And we will see you guys on the road. Let's see if this out screen works.
Good night.
Did it work? Oh, wait, I got to click on this. Hold on.